Micah Frankel, CageMinds.com. It's Fight Week, UFC Fight Night in New Orleans. Joining us from that card, Anthony Birchak taking on Joe Soto. It's the second time this fight's been scheduled. How you doing, Anthony?
Doing good, man. It seems like every time, Joe Soto's the only guy I ever talk about, in my UFC career, which is fine with me.
It's fine with you. Is it getting a little repetitive?
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, it's something that I wanted. I asked Sean Shelby for this fight. I told him, I said, hey, if he's done with his medical suspension, let's make it happen this summer.
So for you, it's been a while. How happy are you to get back in the cage? It took a while to get this debut, and then it's taken a while to get this sophomore experience going.
Well, I got a little tweaked up in my UFC debut against Ian Entwisle. He did a number on my ankle and on my knee with his heel hook. So I've been, doing rehab and stuff on it. And I thank God I didn't need surgery. I just kind of needed to work the flexibility of it and stuff and get the elasticity of the tendons and joint, really moving and stuff. So I actually was medically suspended for, I think it was like 80 days or something like that, 60 days, 90 days. And so I told Sean Shelby as soon as my medical suspension was up, I said, hey, I'm ready to go. Let's get something for the summer.
And then right away, was there any troubles getting the matchup again with Joe Soto? Did that take some time or anything?
Yeah, that time I was like, I said, let's do the Joe Soto thing, ask if he's ready and this and that. He's like, oh, we'll see if it works out. And like, I would text him, 2 weeks, wait on 2 weeks, hey, see what's up with Joe, that's it. And Cub Swanson was like, he's like, hey, don't ask for Joe, don't ask for anybody. He's like, 'cause they may actually give you somebody easier than who you're asking for, and I understand that point of view, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not trying to get easy fights, especially with the Reebok deal and stuff like that. I'm trying to move up the rankings as fast as I can. I know that it's not a ranking system anymore, but if I can beat the top-level fighters right out of the gate, I think staking myself as one of the top 10 bantamweights in the world would definitely help me and my family out financially.
And with seeing that new layout, does that give you a feeling of, I need to get fights won faster so I can stay healthier, so I can pick up fights quicker, so I can climb that ladder too?
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, kind of, but, we're still, a lot of my sponsors weren't UFC approved to begin with, and I made a lot of money just on promoting them social media-wise, so guys like me who really know how to plug their sponsors on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, those guys are going to continue to make money, but it sucks for the guys that only rep their sponsors the week of the fight, and, they are going to be losing out on tons. I'm still losing out on tons of Octagon money, being able to show your logo, on Fox Sports 1 is a huge opportunity, and without that now, I am looking to stay healthy. I am looking to get turned around a little faster and, continue to at least, fight 3 to 4 times a year.
We're talking about those other avenues of getting revenue, and I'm pretty sure you guys would already be on to this. When are we going to get the Anthony Birchak Fighter Media Training Seminar going?
That dude, anytime, man. I actually have someone that wanted to take me down to Guatemala and do a seminar down there. I just gotta, I believe everything happens for a reason, and when I lost to Ian, the owner of Phuket Top Team actually asked me to come out and be their wrestling coach out there in Thailand because Eric Urisk, who's their current wrestling coach, had some family issues and wanted to fly back to New York. So, I got a job opportunity for seminars out there in Thailand, and I thought that was a huge, opportunity. But I'm definitely doing seminars and stuff like that all the time. So if anybody wants to bring me out to their gym for wrestling, jiu-jitsu, dynamic striking seminar, you guys just get a hold of me.
And jiu-jitsu, recently you had a super match take place?
Yeah. So in March, actually, it was the day I found out Joe Soto said yes the day before that I was actually supposed to grapple. So I was like great. Now if I go out and get hurt, the UFC's gonna hate me. But A couple of the UFC, brass people came out. Like, this lady came out to watch me. She's super cool, so she brought her and her husband out. They came to support me and stuff, but I had a super fight against a black belt named Taylor McCorston, who is a Darren Oyama black belt from San Francisco, and actually ended up moving to Las Vegas to train with Robert Drysdale at Zenith BJJ. So we had a good match. It was going good, you know, and I got myself in a little bit of position, in a bad position. I got heel hooked again. So I just don't like messing around with that position. You know, there's so much stuff that can go wrong with your knee and ankle and hip, and I ended up having to tap. I wasn't going to try to fight out of something that's so dangerous.
So was it even fully locked in when you tapped, or was it you could feel he was getting there and it was just something not to play with?
No, yeah, it was in. Like, that's one of his specialties is heel hooks and straight foot locks. So as soon as I saw him put it on, I turned my hip a little bit, but it was, I was like, all right, go ahead, have it.
So, what's your thought now on these footlocks? They've got you twice.
On the footlocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, man? I think they're dirty. You know, I wanted to get in there and actually grapple. I wanted to get in there and actually have a match. You know, I think it was like 5 minutes, a little bit after 5 minutes when I got subbed. You know, and same thing with Ian. You know, I wanted to get my feet wet in the UFC and actually get in a fight. And all he wanted to do was, you know, footlock me. So I thought it was. I think they're dirty. You know, it's a terrible way to ruin someone's career. You know, guys like Husamal Polaris and there's another guy out there, Marcin Held, who are really good at leg locks. I mean, they really mess people's legs up, man. And I think, you know, no one ever wants to. We're all trying to stay working, right? So if we're all trying to stay working and you're tearing up everyone's legs, it's kind of it's kind of a black mark to me, I think.
Right, because you gotta admit, you even see Ronda Rousey out there breaking people's shoulders off, and it never looks as bad as every time Husamar Palhares finishes someone with a leg lock, because they're always screaming on their back and not able to move. So, heading into your next fight, how much was it getting over how long did it take to get over the knee injury, and how much of that was a recovery process, or the ankle?
It wasn't that bad, actually. I'm kind of stubborn, so actually going to my therapy and getting it mobile was the biggest issue, you know. Once I got it mobile, I felt, okay, now I see the benefits. So, you know, it took like about a month to really actually get it going again. And like I said, I jumped right into the camp for the Fight Block Jiu-Jitsu tournament. So it was December, January. I rehabbed, and then I was getting ready February, March. So it wasn't a long time. I like I said, thank God I didn't have to have surgery. It was just really more of a mobility thing.
It was 1 minute worth of action. How much was it disappointing on just how quick it went by? It had been so long waited. Everything that had happened with the weigh-in at the last UFC fight. How much was 1 minute just unsatisfying?
It was, man. Someone gave me the best analogy I've ever heard, and it was hilarious. It was like I was getting pussy for the first time. You know, I was so anxious. To do it that when I jumped in and I just busted my load real quick. He goes, and now, hopefully on my second fight around, I'll be able to warm up the oven and caress her down a little bit, slide into a nice win, you know what I mean?
So how long did it take you to figure out you came out over-aggressive in that fight?
As soon as I had to tap and I realized that I was in a heel hook, you know. But I mean, I don't even think it was the aggressiveness. I think, you know, my takedown was good. I think it was just the positioning and the fact that I wanted to posture up and hit this kid so bad that I could have burned the clock up a little bit, you know, and just kind of rode him out from his guard up against the cage for a little bit, you know, landing little strikes. But you know, it's just the fact that I wanted to posture up so bad and land some big punches and hurt him that he threw his heel hook on, and you know, I rolled and I actually got out at one point, and then I was like, you son of a bitch, so I threw a big old punch and landed right back in the position that he needed. And, you know, I rolled again, ended up against the cage, and there was no more rolling once I got against the cage.
I think I remember watching the fight and seeing you rolling, and actually when it unpopped for a second, I think I yelled out, "Run!" My fiance was like, "Huh?" I was like, nothing, he's back in it, never mind.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone was like, dude, you were out, you know what I mean? Like, you were out, and there was no way he was going to touch you on the feet.
So what have you had to do?
I learned my lesson. I think this fight against Joe, you're going to see a lot more composure, a lot more patience, actually finding my range and measuring him out, you know, and then going into this more from an intellectual point than aggression.
Out of 13 fights, you've only been to 2 decisions. We know you're a warrior that loves going out there and putting it on your shield. So is that something you had to work on to not get too over-aggressive, to use a point like that to just ride out some top control? Because we know you go for submissions like crazy.
Yeah, and that's actually something I did recently in my simulations was, I was getting on top and stuff, and they were like, okay, here's your submission. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going to be, this is something that I need to work on, and I'm just going to wait for the position to open up. If I'm beating the shit out of him and he's fucking dead bloody, then, I'll try to finish, but I think, like you said, yeah, being a little bit more patient and waiting for the right submission to present itself is what I need to do.
And then now, with the fight week, how do you stay calm and composed? Because this has been so long waited for. You've spent so many months thinking about Joe Soto. You got to sit right there and watch him fight. And I know you heavily picked apart that title fight. So, what's that like?
It was good to see what he had, especially over 5 rounds. I know that he was just coming off of a 5-round camp. He was doing his Tachi Palace fight. So I expected him to be in pretty good shape. The things that I saw from that fight was that TJ stayed right in his face, and Joe hit him with some big shots, but TJ never really got rocked. So I mean, obviously either TJ's got a big hard head or Joe doesn't have that much power, and I know Joe's a submission guy. I know he's a good submission wrestler with good boxing, so I got able to, I picked that fight apart several times. I've watched it, I saw what he's really good at, and I saw what he's really bad at, and I think my game plan that I'm putting into this fight with is definitely watertight. And I should be able to come out, and then you'll see my game plan prevail.
Gonna bring back up the last fight again. We had said it was a quick minute, but was there anything that you were able to take away from that minute and say that you did positively in that last fight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look at my UFC stats. I got. If you go to Joe's stats, his UFC debut, he's 0% for takedowns, and then mine is 100% for takedowns. So, he's the actual wrestler, who took 2nd and 3rd in junior college, All-American, and my MMA wrestling I think is better than his. I think he's got a really good fast shot, but I can see it coming from a mile away. And I think TJ stopped it, and I think I'll be able to stop it. And I think eventually, once I'm ready to go, my takedown's going to open itself up.
He has that name recognition coming off the fight with Dillashaw. Do you think that helped you guys get to this spot of being on the main card, and then you get to take all that spotlight with a win?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that was his star power kind of pushed us up to the top, because we're even in front of Bruce Leroy and Cisco Rivera. Cisco Rivera's ranked number 11, and then I think Bruce Leroy's still top 15. So, for us to be on top of some ranked fighters is pretty cool, and I think all my friends and family are going to get to watch a very, very exciting fight on live Fox Sports 1.
Then, is this going to be your first time out to New Orleans?
This is going to be my first time out to New Orleans. I've been out to Shreveport, which is northern Louisiana, but I've always wanted to go see New Orleans.
So also, what have you been doing new getting ready for this camp? I know there's always new innovations, new things out there. What's the new stuff you've thrown in for this camp?
I haven't really thrown anything new, I think I've just refined what's been working, and I think we revisited the initial game plan for Joe, and I think we've tweaked a few things, but nothing really new and brand new. I mean, other than the yoga, I've been doing yoga, so my flexibility, my controlling of breathing, controlling my diaphragm, controlling my heartbeat, That's the only thing that I've really thrown in new for this camp is really trying to be at peace and control myself in times of stress, and that's one of the things that they say as an instructor is, these positions in yoga are designed to piss you off, designed to cut off circulation, and once you breathe through them, you come out on the other end, a different person. And I think with mixed martial arts, you're going to get put in situations that are messed up all 15 minutes, so if you can breathe through them and you can be patient and find your exit with composure, I think you're going to come out of that fight, victorious.
I've never heard yoga so beautifully described as a submission before. You've got to breathe through it and just get through it.
Absolutely, and it is. It's it's 106-degree room with 68% humidity. I'm at 2,500 feet elevation. So I'm literally 3,000 feet higher than Louisiana, and then Joe's coming from around 400 feet sea level. So for me to be able to allocate my body from elevation, high desert temperatures and the humidity in the yoga room, I think I'll be able to, acclimate perfectly in Louisiana, and I think I'll be fine as soon as the climate hits me. I think we'll be ready to rock.
He lives in Arizona, but yet he found a way to even more heat on himself. Wow.
Exactly. Never stop trying to increase the level of your threshold, and once you find your threshold, try to find a new way to break it, and so that way you never see it again.
And I know this went on for a long time. You were looking for the right fit, the right nickname, and now how much has El Toro that you've been able to take on that and take that brand and run with it?
It's been awesome, man. I've started my own gym. I started my own MMA program, Toro Tech. So, it's been great. I got really hungry, up-and-coming amateurs. We just got our first win of the year with one of my kids named Ace Martinez. He went out and beat a kid from Power MMA, which is huge for us, So for a little startup gym to be, outclassing someone like Power MMA, Ryan Bader, CB Dalloway, Aaron Simpson, coaches like that, that was a big win for us. So we got other guys coming out. There's some glory stuff going on that we're going to be doing some kickboxing in. I got a couple kids going out to Tough Enough in Las Vegas this summer, so Mercedes might be making her comeback to the cage. She's been dieting really hard and trying to get on her fitness again after the baby and stuff, so look forward to a couple of my fighters making some big waves, man.
And then what led to this, to starting up the gym? Because that's the whole next level. That's you thinking after your fight career. So what bring this all together?
I think just realizing that, we live in a sport of alpha males, and too many alphas in one gym is eventually going to lead to problems. And, I've had problems here and there with some people, and I think, after the last little issue, I just kind of realized, I need to march to the beat of my own drum, and, no bad words to anybody. It's just, obviously we don't see eye to eye for a reason. And I think me opening up my own mixed martial arts studio was what's next to come. And I think with the Toro Tech mixed martial arts, you're going to see my style now in different fighters.
So then, who else are the guys down there helping you? Who are the other coaches that we got down there?
So I got Sean Huff, who just came back from IBJJF World. He's produced this kid named Santos Rivera, who's a purple belt. He just got 3 stripes because he just beat three world champions in one tournament. So they gave him a stripe for each world champion that he beat. Sean Huff's a great jiu-jitsu coach. He's coached Sean Huff. He's coached Drew Fickett. He's coached other guys like Jaime Gutierrez and stuff. I got Charles Caraway from Big Caesar Boxing. He's one of my boxing coaches. He gets everybody ready with just regular traditional American style boxing. And then I got Renee Leon, who's a Muay Thai fighter. He's a 5th degree black belt, 2nd generation Bruce Lee. So the kid's got awesome Taekwondo, but I mean his Muay Thai combinations are ridiculous. So we're definitely going to have the blend of fighter from wrestling to striking to jiu-jitsu that really emulates how aggressive our style is going to be.
And then are you guys a full-blown fight gym? That's what you guys do, is prepare people to fight?
We're not a fight gym. We're a competition team. So we got guys that, like Todd Mars. This guy could be a WBSF, figure champion model. And we got a lady that do that. Joni, she competes. She does the NPT bikini modeling. We got, jiu-jitsu team. We got Muay Thai fighters. We got kickboxers. We got boxers. We are a competition team. We can compete in all facets of sports, no matter what it is.
Big things out in Arizona happening. So if people want to find out more about that, what could they do to look it up out there locally if they want to go to the gym?
If you guys want to come check me out, I'll give you guys a free week to check it out. It's Toro Mixed Martial Arts, ToroTechMMA at Northside Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Check out me and Sean Huff at Northside. If you guys want to come in and just let them know, say that you heard it in the interview, and we'll get you guys set up.
And then for the fans, what's the message to them with the fight week this Saturday?
Guys, all I want everyone to do every time is just enjoy my fight. They'll call me El Toro for the reason I come forward. I'm aggressive fighting. Check me out, Fox Sports 1, UFC Fight Night, New Orleans.
And then last but not least, let the fans know how to follow you on social media and shout out to all those great sponsors.
Yeah, man. So Instagram and Twitter are the same. It's at Birchak MMA. And then you can go to Facebook.com/Anthony Birchak. I got some sponsors, Mentum Eyewear, Oral IV, Zyphos Training and Tactical, Cub Swanson, Killer Cub Line, Virus, Cauliflower Culture, Lockdown Clothing. Lucky over at Lockdown just did my black and gold walkout. Evolve, Kate at Evolve Physical Therapy. She's the one that got me back in physical, optimization. She's got me back in moving, mobility. Luta Elite Sports Management. Without them, man, my UFC career wouldn't have, I wouldn't definitely been into the UFC. So without Mercedes at Luta Elite, I wouldn't be able to live my dream.
Thank you for the time, everyone. Like you said, Fox Sports 1 this Saturday, UFC Fight Night 68 from New Orleans. Thank you for the time.